What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So OP-13, Carrying on His will be releasing in November, and I believe that this set is going to change the One Piece TCG market. And what I mean by that is it's going to bring a lot of new investors into the hobby. It's kind of going to be like how 151 brought a lot of people back to Pokemon in 2023. It's going to have that same effect. A lot of people are going to move over, and honestly, it's going to be a great investment. And I kind of want to talk today about where I see OP-13 going, but I also want to temper expectations because I think some people are going to be looking at OP-13 as something that it's not going to be, and I'll explain what I mean in this video. So OP-13, why I think that it's going to change the market. Well, it's coming out near the Christmas holiday, which is already great. You're going to have a lot of people buying products for Christmas, whether it's presents or for themselves, etc. It's going into winter time. A lot more people spend time indoors, obviously, during the winter. There's snow on the ground. A lot of people don't like to go outside during the snow. I don't particularly enjoy snow. But another probably more important reason is that the Pokemon market currently is quite saturated, I'd say. There really hasn't been a lot of gains on certain products over the past 3 or so weeks. And it kind of seems like going into the holiday season, we are going to have a slowdown in price appreciation on certain booster boxes and elite trainer boxes. And I think a lot of people are going to come over to One Piece and try and look for those gains. I think we're already seeing that with sets like OP-05. Obviously, the top cards in there have exploded: the Gear 5 Luffy, the Ichiro stamped card, and the boxes are up to around $375 now. You can also see it with PRBO1. This made a massive move this summer into, early fall, now up to around $460. EBO2 is now up to around $215. OP-11's up to $165. And then also Emperors in the New World is up to around $220 for a booster box on TCG Player. And I kind of want to use Emperors in the New World as an example, because although OP-09 Emperors in the New World is an amazing set, it's super strong, it's definitely up there as one of the top 3 sets in One Piece so far, it hasn't had the best year compared to a lot of other sets. And what I mean by that is it's only up 45%. Now, I know some people are going to say, that includes pre-order price around $150. What if I bought around $120 right after release? Well, if you bought it $125 at release, it's now up to say $215, $216, $217. I did $216 because I think like an hour ago when I pulled these up, it wasn't updated. But either way, it's not going to make a huge difference. Your ROI is about 72, 73%, which isn't terrible. In the TCG world over the past, I'd say 18 months at this point, that's not the best return, but just in general for investments, that's crazy for about a year. But I think that OP-13 is probably going to follow suit. And I don't think that over the next 12 to 18 months, OP-13 is going to be the best investment, if that makes sense, in terms of the ROI. And you can see here, blue bottom boxes of Romance Dawn, you're up around 160% over the past 12 months. OP-05, you're up around 117. PRBO1, 235%. Even EBO1, 113, almost 114. EBO2 hasn't been out long enough yet, and PRBO2 is a very new set as well. But I think that pretty much all of these booster boxes could outperform Carrying on His Will over the next 12 months. Because remember, this is a brand new set. It's going to be in rotation for multiple years to come. It's also going to be a very popular set. If you guys haven't seen the card list, we can look at that now. We're almost 5 minutes into the video here. You're going to have the red manga cards, which are a new rarity. So it's going to be interesting to see in English how much those go for. And I know TCG Republic, their pricing is really bad and they don't update it too much. I think the red manga Luffy in Japanese now is like $2,000 raw. We're seeing PSA 10s go like 3,500 in that range. So I think in English, we can expect these red mangas, at least the Luffy, to be like 4 to 5K USD out the gate. The Ace and Sabo, maybe you're in like the 2-ish range, 3-ish range out the gate, and those come down over time. You're also going to have the normal manga cards. You're going to have the Shanks gold and silver foil cards. You're going to have the 5 Elders in their wanted posters. So there's tons of cards that will have value that people will want to open in the future. But it is a mainline set like OP-09 that has already gotten a reprint and could get more reprints in the future. Again, OP-09 is only a year old, guys. it's going to be in rotation, I think, till the end of 2027. So it's going to be a long time before Bandai is done with Emperors in the New World. Even something like OP-05, there are a lot of people that assume we're not going to get more of this. I always tell people there is the possibility. It's going to be in rotation all of next year. It's entirely possible that Bandai goes back and reprints more Awakening of the New Era. So just make sure if you're going into OP-13 that you understand it's going to be a long-term game. This is going to be at minimum 3-year investment and something that you should probably be holding for, I'd say, 5 to 7 years. And again, if you want to try and get your money out of it earlier, if there's an opportunity to double, maybe you have like 2 cases or 10 cases, you sell half of those, you hold the rest at basically zero cost basis. That's awesome. I always tell people you can't go broke taking profits. So even if that's not the best thing to do for overall ROI, if it's good for your mental health, you get your money out, you lower your risk, that's great. You can definitely do that. But don't go into this expecting for OP-13 booster boxes to be $300 at the end of 2026, because I highly doubt that's going to happen unless we have some random crazy boost in popularity in One Piece investing, which again, I do think some people are going to come over from Pokemon. We're already starting to see that, and it could continue, especially if that market stays saturated and we don't see price increases there over the next few months. But to say that we're going to have a massive boom, popularity is going to like triple or quadruple overnight, and these boxes are going to jump up to like $500-$600 a piece, even some of the weaker sets like Two Legends or Royal Blood, etc. That's likely not going to be the case, and I could definitely see OP-13 booster boxes in December 2026 being something along the lines of like $220, $230, maybe up to like $250, $260. I think that's entirely possible. But again, it's too difficult to know what's going to happen because we don't work for Bandai. I don't. None of you guys work for Bandai, assumingly. And we don't know what's going to happen with print runs. We don't know what's going to happen with restocks, secondary waves coming. So all we can do is plan for the future. But I do think that this set is worth buying, right? Even if it's not going to be the best investment over the next 12 months, you have so many cards in here. Again, like just all the manga cards in general are going to be cards that people want to collect and then also try and chase. I mean, there's nothing better than opening a booster pack that you bought for like $5, $6, $10, whatever, and pulling a $2,000-$3,000 card out of there, something that's $5,000 plus in a PSA 10. Like that is a thrill. People will want to open this. You will see this opened on Rip and Ships, etc., or live streamed, people in their YouTube videos doing their unboxings. It's going to be everywhere. So it's an absolute no-brainer. I don't think anyone's arguing that. Like, even if they print this into the ground, the value in the top 5 to 10 cards is going to be there. And it's just absolutely worth picking this up. If you only have money for a booster box, go for that. If you have money to get a case, I'd probably recommend buying a case and just sitting on it. But again, you can also plan to dollar cost average over the next 18 to 24 months if secondary waves come. And if you're in One Piece investing for the short term, you want to see a lot of gains over the next 12 months, I probably wouldn't recommend buying it. I think, again, there are probably better places to put it. You could take a little bit of a risk on '09. It's still a newer set, so it is entirely possible we get reprints on '09 next year. Romance Dawn Blue Bottoms, I think these are just going to continue to get more expensive. Maybe they slow down a little bit. We're starting to see Evolving Skies slow down. Also, over the past month or so, these haven't increased in price as much, but they also went on a massive run from around $1,200, $1,300 all the way up to like $3,000, $3,500. So if you don't want to go for those, you could also go for OP-05 if you still think there's room to grow there. Long term, I definitely think that these boxes are going to be more expensive than $375. I could absolutely see this being a $1,000 plus box in the future, considering the top chases in there. PRBO1, same deal. I absolutely see this being a $1,000 box down the line, especially if the One Piece TCG continues to be strong, more people come in to collect. EBO1, I probably wouldn't recommend again. If you want to go watch my full recommendation, I just did a ranking update video last week, so you can go check that out. But over the next 12 months, any of these other ones like PRBO1, OP-05, Blue Bottom boxes, those are all decent options. You could also go for EBO2 and then also PRBO2. I know a lot of people don't like PRBO2. They're not a fan of the top chase being a Sanji manga. You have no Luffy's in there, etc. But again, PRBO2, EBO2, these are extra and premium boosters. Bandai tends not to reprint these. So even though we could get more '09, OP-13, even something like OP-05, we're less likely to get more EBO2. We're less likely to get PRBO2 outside of its initial wave and then maybe like a small reprint wave or restock wave. They tend to do that for a lot of the sets. So hopefully that sums up everything I was trying to get across. Shorter term, don't expect OP-13 to be knocking your socks off, but long term, I think it is going to be one of, if not the best investments in One Piece. So if you guys have more questions about investing in OP-13, if a specific price you're thinking about picking up at, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you guys. Also, if you got some value out of this content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. If you guys are shopping, eBay, TCG Player, Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links down below, free and easy to use. All you have to do is click on it before you do your shopping. I get a small percentage of that sale at no extra cost to you. So it's a free and easy way to continue supporting me making these videos for you guys. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.